Welcome back to Project Seawolf. Back on the boat after a month of being gone, and everything is pretty much exactly where I left it. I did take this off to check to see if there was any water building up on this wall that we've been working on, and nope. The drips that are usually pretty bad, like in here from that fixture up there and through where the mast and the this rail system was. Not a whole lot of drips, so that's good. It's relatively dry in here. There is a little bit of water in the bilge, but that's kind of to be expected. There's gotta be rainwater getting in somewhere. Yeah, back into the fall / winter work mode. Which actually I kind of like. I love winter boating. I love seeing sailboats in the rain. There's just something exciting about it. But I do have to have the dehumidifier and the heater on board now. Keep the mold from growing. I'm kind of in this weird situation where, like, I've been gone for so long, I have to pick up a task that I've been working on, and yeah, and I'm kind of lost. But I've been reading through the comments now, and as you saw in a few episodes ago, I am probably going to be switching from the chop strand to the biaxial roving, which I have a big roll of. So here's my big chop strand roll, and here's my huge biaxial roving roll. So I mean, there's really no excuse for me not to use that on some of these storage areas. So that's what I'm going to be working on. Also, these little flippy bits, it'll be nice to have this fiberglass area cleaned up on all the chain plate areas, so that when I do eventually get to rebuilding that area, it'll all be cleaned up and ready to go. I'd also like to finish these quarter berth storage areas, so that I can put all of this stuff inside and have a nice, clean, organized boat that people can just sit and relax on, or babies can just sit and relax on, if they ever make it up here. All right, time to get cracking on something. Okay, now that I have some things organized and cleaned up, I think I'm gonna spend the day getting the cutlass bearing off, trying to get the prop shaft out, cleaning up a little bit, and then fiberglassing the inside of that storage wall. I think that'll be a good use of the day. Okay, to get this stuff out, I think all I really need to do is undo these, but it's never been that simple, and hopefully there's nothing else going on back there that I don't know about. But hopefully just doing that will mean I can get the prop shaft out. Seems like it's gonna be easy to get these out. I'm wondering if they go to a bolt or what back here, but I don't feel anything. So, unless the bolt is fiberglass in, which, you know, I wouldn't put it past the designers to do that, I guess. Also today I got my flu and updated COVID shots, and wow, my arm hurts. Ah! They're just big screws, not bolts. Interesting. With a washer. So maybe I can change that, because I can reach around this, so maybe clean up this box a little bit and transition to bolts. Although perhaps the vibration of the motor and the prop shaft screws would be better than bolts, but I don't know. Let me know what you think. Bolts or screws? Because I think now's the best time to make these decisions. So that's probably gonna need a crowbar to get off. Ugh. Yep. Hey. I mean, the other concern is that these fixtures, because they've been exposed to seawater for so long, because there was a pretty bad leak on here that, like, worse than what you would normally expect from a dripless shaft or a standard pack. Yeah, the other concern is that these would be too corroded to put back on. So it's important to get these off and properly inspect them, rebed them, and inspect any of the sealant and the prop shaft itself, probably, or the channel, the prop shaft channel, I think. Is that what that's called? Hey. So that looks like 5200, which should come off with alcohol. Let's just see how this is attached for now. Thank you, Eddie. One of my subscribers brought this alcohol by that I'm using. Oh yeah, yep. And that just takes the 5200 right off. Sweet. So what I'm saying is that if you got a 5200 problem, all you need is some alcohol. Oh, it's gonna be so nice to get this whole place cherry clean. Perfect. Alright, should be able to get behind it now with the crowbar. What probably happened is that this was leaking so bad that they took it off, put a ton of 5200 down, and then slapped it back on. It's coming off now. Yeah. Nice. Yep, that alcohol is doing wonders removing the 5200. It's just, I mean, it's still really strong with itself, but I mean, other than that, it's just peeling off. Okay, I finally got the crowbar in. It's a good sound. Almost there, I think. Yep. Maybe pour some alcohol in there. Okay. That should break down the 5200. And yep, sweet. Okay. I think what's holding it up now is the outside fitting. So I think I'm gonna have to go under the boat to get it the rest of the way. This can turn independently and okay. Yeah, it all turns now. It's coming out more and more. Okay. I should just see if I can take off the outside fixture just in case that's holding up anything. Just in case. It's probably not, given I got this out so far, but I just want to make sure. Okay, judging by the way it looks out here, it doesn't look like this is holding up anything, although it would be handy to have somebody out here hammering the prop shaft inward. But I should probably take this fitting off just to see what's going on. and at least rebed it and all that, because I mean, like I said, this whole system had a lot of leaks when I got the boat, so it'd be good to just redo all the packing and get everything checked out. Oh my goodness. That looks wild in there. Oh! Wow! It smells so strongly of copper. That's crazy. Okay. It looks like these are just embedded, and I should be able to clean them up enough. They look okay. These bolts here on the top and the bottom. I'm not gonna dig these out. That'd be insane to try and do anything with. So, or to try and rebed new bolts. Yeah. I'm just gonna leave those in there. But wow. So after removing the external section, I assume this one's just about ready to fall out. So let's see if we can't pull it out like we had been doing. If I can't loosen things up a little bit. I can hear the prop shaft rattling around in there. I didn't think the channel for the prop shaft would be so wide. It seems kind of unnecessary, but at the same time, maybe that allows for like growth or whatever to just kind of have its space, and then like eventually gets polished off or something. I don't know. Come on. I don't want to bend the prop shaft either. That'd be super bad. Come on. You're almost there. There we go. Roll in the lube and give up. Aha! Oh! Woo! Okay. Alright, got the prop shaft started. Let's see if we can't get it all the way out without any more trouble. I think it's going to be okay. Oh! Yes! Oh my goodness, I've been waiting so long to see you. Oh. Wow. A little bit smaller than I expected. Expected to be a lot longer, actually. But I guess that space down there is a little bit smaller than I thought too. It'd be nice to get it all cleaned up. At least I can say I accomplished something today now. Well, I don't know what to do with it. Clean it up? Probably get new packing gland. And try to get this this coupler off, because this coupler, oh my gosh, this coupler is kind of stubbornly on there, and very rusty, and the bolts are stripped. So kind of awkward. Yeah. But it's off now. Oh yeah. Okay, so I just wanted to take a look at this quarter berth storage that we worked on before. And wow, that is solid as hell. That's amazing. And I used chop strand on both sides. But with this big wall, I'm gonna switch to roving. So I'm kind of tempted to sand it smooth and paint it, but I also want to know where the drainage needs to be, and I think it's going to be in this corner. So I'm probably gonna drill a small drainage hole here, actually drill a large drainage hole, coat the drainage hole with thickened epoxy, and then that way I'll have a sealed drainage hole. I kind of want to put a strainer over it, just so nothing in here that's solid will be able to go down into the bilge. But yeah, with all the rain and stuff, I don't want to risk it not having drainage. And also, if anything explodes in the storage, like soup or whatever, it'll all run to the bilge. Otherwise, this storage area is pretty much done and ready to be painted. Yeah, it looks pretty good, and it's solid. Love that. Gonna finish the hole on this side. Okay, I've drilled little drainage holes in all of the compartments that I've been working on, and I'm not too worried about like if I have a leak in that compartment and it for some reason is watertight, which it's not because the top isn't. But that hole is not big enough for a lot of water to get through very fast, so hopefully I'd be able to figure it out by then. Yep, drainage hole down there. So like I said, I'll come back through and epoxy seal off the foam inside the hole, and then maybe put in a strainer. Well, that being said, they are quite small holes. Yeah, so while I've got the sander out, I'm gonna prep the surface in here for the new fiberglass roving, and also clean up a little bit. See if I can't clean it up more. Although a lot of this crud is like a layer, like on the layer underneath of the fiberglass that's on top, so I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get it all out, but I will try, and hopefully we'll have a good surface for the roving to bond to. Now that the sanding's done, I'm going to give it a quick wipe down with the acetone, and that'll clean the surface, at least where I want to put down the mat. So, and it will also clean up any extra fiberglass dust that was made from the sanding. The stuff that's sitting up on top, I can get. Not that it matters much till I'm ready to paint that surface. So, I mean, eventually I want to get all this crap off because it smells like diesel motor in here still. I think it's just from all this residue on the walls.
Okay, obviously I'm having some trouble with this corner. Might be too much material.
This stuff behaves a lot differently from both the new epoxy and this new fiberglass behaves a lot differently. So I'm just gonna keep throwing fiberglass on there, or at least the places that keep peeling off. So yeah, this corner and some of this top bit, and try and roll out those bubbles. It's not sticking to the foam as good as the chop strand or the old epoxy is. So, it's getting crazy. I'm gonna end up using the entire can on this, on this one piece of fiberglass. Wow. Mix, 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 mix. Mix, mix, mix. Gotta get it on there before this stuff dries. Apparently it cures in 2 hours, so that's pretty wild. Yeah, my brush that I used to brush the epoxy on is dead. Did not last. The brush that I used to brush this epoxy, that foam brush, just fell apart, and I just tossed the popsicle stick as well. So high material project, this one. I like the chop strand, but I understand the strength of this. Or the bottom and the forward side of this worked out really well. I think it's because I probably put more epoxy on those areas beforehand. Well, if I have more material than I needed, then perhaps I can use it to seal up the holes that I drilled earlier today. Yeah, this material is a lot different, but it's good to learn all this. I can see bubbles that I'm getting out by doing that. But thank you for forcing me to switch from chop strand for this big wall. It's kind of important, especially if I put big things in this big space. We're also this is a big test. Probably should have tried a smaller test area for the Bondo on the closed cell Divinifoam. But it looks like the Divinifoam is holding up. It's just not sticking to the Divinifoam, and that might be because I'm not using chopped strand and I'm using roving instead, which comes off together easier. Okay. Let's seal up those drill holes as well while I've got all this out. Alright, so I'm just putting a big dab of epoxy in there and then fingering the... I think I just gave myself some really bad fiberglass splinters in my fingers. God, that was painful. That was a lot of there's a lot of needle-like pieces of fiberglass just went into my finger and probably carried a lot of epoxy with it into my finger. Ouch! Yeah, you can see the... Oof. Yeah, it was a fiberglass sliver that got under my nail. And, I just pulled it out. Oh man, the epoxy has turned gelatinous in the cup, so... Wow, let me show you. Here's the epoxy. Here's the epoxy that is in the cup. It's like a jellyfish. That's cool. So we'll see on the next episode if the epoxy turned out well. I want to thank my patrons and my supporters. I put them up on the screen. I've reached out to every single one of these patrons, and most of them I've gotten a shirt to. And if you'd like to check it out, Patreon is in the description, and I'll send you a t-shirt too. All over the world. So, for $5. And yeah, that's been really fun to do. I see my shirts out and about now. It's cool. Next week, I think we're going to continue this epoxy mayhem, and I mean, if this storage area turns out well, then shoot, I've got a couple more cans of that stuff, and maybe we can start looking at finishing that storage so that we can store this all the normal stuff in here, like all the wood and stuff that that I can't put on the boat yet. Start putting it in these storage areas that are done, and yeah. Oh, and that storage down there is done. So the quarter berth storage, I might be able to paint tomorrow, unless I forgot something. At least the bottom of it. The top of it still I have to work on, but most of it should be pretty much done. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.